Okay, our first topic would be the indices. Indices, they have laws, a number of laws that you use when you are dealing with indices. Okay, the law number one is a to the power m times a to the power n is equals to a to the power m plus n. Whenever you're dealing with the multiplication in indices, when the bases they are the same, you just add the powers. Okay, law number two is a to the power m divided by a to the power n. We can see that the bases they are still the same, but the powers they are different, and here we are dividing. Whenever you are dividing, you subtract the powers. If you are multiplying, you add the powers. If you are dividing, you subtract the powers. Law number three is a to the power m multiplied by n as a power is equals to a to the power n m. When the powers they are multiplying, you just multiply the powers. A to the power 0 is equals to 1. Any number to the power 0 is equals to 1. Even if it's a big number, 1000, as long if it's to the power 0 is equals to 1. Then any number to the power negative, you just say 1 over a to the power n. Like when you are using another number, you just say 1 over the base to the power, you remove the minus. That 1 over takes the place of the minus. Law number 6 is square root of a is equals to a to the power 1 over n. When you say 1 over n, you'll know that you have to put the square root. So there are some of the things that you have to know, but it's still based on the laws. So those are the laws of indices that you have to know. Like you have to master as long as you are dealing with the indices. So this one it says a, b, like same power. They are in the same bracket, and the power they are sharing the power. So you just separate them. Like you put a, you distribute the power to a and to b, just like that. Then a over b to the power n, like they are also sharing the power, you just distribute the power, you don't change anything. And then a to the power mn is equals to a to the power m in brackets 1 over n. That 1 over n, you all know that is also goes with the root sign, as we talked about it earlier. So it's law number 6. So I see law number 6 and this one, they go hand in hand. Okay, the next thing is a over b to the power minus is equals to b over a. We just inverted there. Maybe you'll be wondering why b is now on top. You remember that law that any number to the power minus, you have to say 1 over. So you say 1 over a over b, then you have to invert. When we know the laws of division, you have to invert, then b on top and on the bottom. Also a to the power 1 over mn is equals to mn. We all know that mn has to be before the root, like, so we're gonna use just like that, but m must not be equals to 0 or n is not equals to 0. Also, some of things to master is like root a is equals to, if you see they put root without any number before, we all know that it's a square root. If it's a cube root, they must put 3 for the root, as goes on. But if they just put the root, it will be a square root. Or you can write it as a to the power half, meaning it's a square root of a. Or cube root of a is equals to a to the power 1 over 3. When you want to make it a root, it's just 3 root a, or just write as a to the power 3. All these things is just the explanation of these laws, but it's just the same thing in different ways. 1 over a is equals to a to the power minus 1. Like we did that rule that says any number to the power minus 1 is rule number 5. A to the power minus n is equals to 1 over a. That's the 1 over a is equals to a to the power minus 1. And then a to the power half is equals to 1 over 9. So any number to the power half, we talked about it, you have to say 1 over, right? 1 over. So if they give you a number with a minus power, negative power, so you have to say 1 over. Then you move here, it's a to the power half times a to the power half. So half times half, we got a to the power minus a to the power 1, which is equals to a. Any number to the power 1, you just write it as the number, because a number without a power is another number to the power 1. Then this one, a to the power 1 over 3 times a to the power 1 over 3 times a is equals to a to the power 1. If you multiply those things, they will give you a to the power minus 1, which is also a. And then a to the power 3 over 2 is equals to, you can say half, 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 which is equals to root of a. It's root of a. And then root of a squared is equals to a. If they say squared, so we all know is a squared. The square root of a squared is just a. And any number to the power 0 is equals to 1. We talked about that. It's number 4, law number 4. A to the power 0 is equals to 1. Yeah. These are just the laws of indices. So we're going to talk about the examples, the following. So I'll post the video on the examples.